with me tonight. I feel bad I don't have them on my, especially lives I don't have much to talk about, honestly. This is just going to be very chit-chatty. But like when I do this, I know it'd be more interesting if I had a few animals with me. So I thought it would be fun. I try to put a lion's mane on the girl. Their names are Rocco and Layla. I'm gonna like I'm slightly embarrassed by the state of this carpet, but this is how I justify it. We replaced the floors in our children's room and our living room before we replaced our floor here in our bedroom. So, um, it's not dirty, it just doesn't look the best. But I've got Rocco right in front of me. I guess I should wait until some more people or some people come in here at all. Um, and I'll call my girl dog over here whenever. Oh, there's two people. This is Rocco. I just want to hang out with you guys a little bit tonight and show you my puppies. Rocco. Yes, puppy. He is half Great Dane, half Neapolitan Mastiff. Oh, hey, Tony. Good evening, Lydia. I hope you are well. I like the costume. Thank you, Tony. And I tried to put that lion's mane on her. Of course, that lasted like all of 2 seconds. They played hard earlier today, so I mean, they're mastiffs. They like lay around like cats. Oh, I'm sorry. I just stepped on his tail. Sorry, big. It does have a big long tail. But they, once they get their wiggles out for the day, they're just like big, lazy. Like a lot of people have Great Danes in apartments. They're like good apartment guard dogs because despite their size, they don't need a lot of exercising them. And that's the kind of dog for me. Hey, Dory. Oh, thank you, Dory. Um, I'll try to get Layla to wake up in a little bit. It's also like when I try to take video or pictures of them. How are you, Dory? They wiggle around so much. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to make content with them because they move so much. Oh, now he's gonna. He got neutered 8 days ago, so I have to like. I shouldn't be letting him run around, honestly. Like his stitches, they look okay, but they were a little swollen. And yeah, they said I'm sorry, 10 days he could, like, return to normal activity. Layla. Layla, say hi. Say hi to YouTube, Layla. Oh, sweet girlie. They're both so sweet. So, we adopted her at 4 months old. We just, like, found her on Craigslist. She's, supposed to be an English Mastiff, but we don't think she's, like, 100% English Mastiff. I mean, there's just no way. Look at how narrow her face is. But as you can tell, she's quite mastiffy, and she's just really now, like, filling out. She's well, I guess that makes sense. She's just, like, a year old. A year and a half almost. Don't eat that mane. And Rocco is a little underweight because, he didn't eat food for a day. And when you eat 10 cups of food a day, you don't eat them. Look at these things. I got these at Habitat for Humanity store in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. These are like $2 each. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with them, but I just knew when I saw them I had to have them because they're so cheap. I love that store. And I got amazing shower curtains, like these really nice white fabric shower curtains. And that's how we get all sorts of stuff everywhere. We call it their plasma, You like, I'm always scrubbing doors but it's worth it. Layla, you're a good girl. She likes to put her paw on his head, like you just saw her paw his rear. Like when they're sitting next to each other, she'll put her paw on his head. Dory said, "There's good and bad going in my life right now. I guess that's how it goes." Yeah, Dory, I hear that. Um, I'm sorry that to hear there's anything bad, and I hope everything gets better that is bad, especially heading into the holiday season. I don't know, everything around the holidays, I'm always like, "Oh, that on the holidays." Hi, Rakesh, how are you? Rakesh? Um, this is my costume. Like I said, Woodland Fairy. Is that what I said? I forget what I put in my title already. Look, they like to well, Rocco likes to make out with Layla. I don't think she's a huge fan of it. She just tolerates it. A lot of times she'll like grunt and go, oh, to like ward him off, and he'll see how she's putting her paw on his Oh gosh, they kill me. But yeah, those are my dogs. Layla. 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 I'm sorry. If you see them play, I know I uploaded one video, and thank you for liking, Rakesh. I didn't say that. Where they were playing, and it's just like once again, it's hard to film them. They're just like doggy tornadoes when they get all worked up. And we just got that collar for Rocco. My husband picked it out. It has like a handle on it. It's from Tractor Supply. That's really nice. And I've only used it like once since we got it, but um yeah, they have really good recall. They're just really good dogs. I have been walking him on a I mean, I've been walking him on a leash a lot because he's been ruining, he pees on the same stuff, and that's one reason we were anxious to get him neutered to help hopefully stop the marking. And it does seem like he is peeing more when he does pee, so that's great. Like, I'm hoping he marks less. Thank you, Lego Maniac. Hey, Mr. Carey, how are you doing? Thank you for posting that. Yeah. So Rocco had 3 surgeries to get rid of cherry eyes. If you don't know what those are, you've probably seen it in a dog, you just didn't know what it was. It's like when the gland that's supposed to not stick out sticks out, and like he has droopy eyes, as you can tell, but like it was so sad. We had to keep getting surgeries, and the third time they just cut them out. And so when we first got her, it was like right before we got the third and final surgery, and she would just always like lick his eyes. You're a good boy. Yes, you were a good boy, Rocco. And you're a good girl. I'm surprised. I was just gonna say, I'm surprised they're not like on top of me. Okay. I think I need, okay. You need to back off a little bit. Oh, look at her through the ring light. I just noticed. I think that's it. Oh, it's so gross. I'm sorry. We just came inside. I think that's a tick on his head, that bump, and I don't want to check it right now. Well, I have this really good tool that's like really effective. If it was like $4 on Amazon and it came in 2 sizes, and you just like slide it under the bug, twist and lift up, and it's worked every time. Um, oh, big, 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 big. Anyways, that's one thing you have to have the flea tick. They still like latch on, but they die. Anyways, you need to use that all year round when you live in the woods like us. Unfortunately, it's like we never get a break from even though, oh no, I hope I didn't smudge. Even though you take certain precautions, and they're definitely better. And like he likes to go in the neighboring property where they have tall grass. And that I swear every time he goes, because that's one reason I walk him on a leash religiously, and then I let them off the leash like once a day. They were in the habit of, like, just coming and going like spoiled children, in and out, in and out, in and out every time the door opened. Okay, that's not, so mommy had to, like, retrain them, and they've been great about it. But, yeah, we make sure that they exercise, except for, like, on really rainy days like yesterday. I didn't take them out to run in the rain, they would've, "What are you clawing at the carpet for, silly girl? She's trying to nest in the carpet." I should put that mane on her. She keeps it on for a minute. "You're so tough," Olive said. Are you talking to me? Um, oh, I'm so glad Tony and Mr. Carey are in here, and everybody else that's in here too. But last night, I felt like I abruptly ended the members live, Tony, and I'm sorry about that. Like I know I did that thing like I always do where I say I'm gonna leave for an hour before I finally leave, but like I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go, like kind of out of nowhere. I felt bad. I'm awkward. Socially, and that's one thing that has really helped, like YouTube has really helped because now that I don't work a full-time job, you're like starved of adult interaction as especially anywhere, and I'm not complaining, it's just the reality, and I want to just be transparent because I know I'm not the only parent of a special needs kid, but when you are out with them, even when you are in a setting with other adults, you have so much going on to take care of them and their needs that you can't really socialize as much even with typical kids, that can be said, right? Until like they're older. But anyways, yeah, we've had a pretty good day overall, and I got the kids McDonald's for dinner, and I felt bad about that. Like, my goal is to eat out like literally once a month. I mean that. Like, I feel so bad about I see. I was trying to like talk about positive things. I was watching the story talking about how Iowa is showing skyrocketing cases of cancer in young people. And it's just so sad. Dory said, just some info from my niece who's a nurse and had hysterectomy. It it does take a bit of time with some ups and downs. Yes, Dory, definitely. Everybody's different. So they cauterized me and then they said, if this doesn't work, then we're gonna go in there again and basically do that, but it's like more thorough or whatever in while you're put out. Or it's like that twilight anesthesia where you're not like put out, but you don't remember any of it. Brandon said, sorry, I stepped in a puddle of water. Thomas, yes, you did it. You put the elf ears on. You look like that girl from Lord of the Rings. I don't know which girl you're talking about, but thank you. I'm going to take it as a compliment. She was pretty enough to be in a movie. Um, did you recommend it, Thomas? Because it was somebody in my chat that recommended it and gave me the idea. And that's like, tried to hint it. It was like, somebody recommended it. And my background, I need to turn my blacklight on. That is, yeah. One thing, these ears were so cheap. It was, gosh, I can't remember. I want to say it's $8 for 3 pairs. I could have gotten them a little cheaper and just gotten 2 pairs. And the last time I tried to get ears, they were like, you had to use an adhesive, all that. I didn't even use them, you know, and it was actually, it wasn't for me, it was for my kids' Link costume, Zelda, the game. And that was a really cute costume. And I have, he's gonna get a slobber all over my dress. Oh, well, it's okay. You're the star of the show tonight, Big Big. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Come here, honey. Don't mind my half painted walls. I'm so sorry. Don't be scared. Okay, sit. Sit. Oh, that's a nuzzle. Sit down, honey. I'm not gonna pet you till you sit down. Can you sit? Yeah, I feel so bad. I was paying so much attention to myself. I didn't notice you have a sit. Now you're not gonna behave and make mommy look like a bad mommy. Sit down. Oh. See what I have to deal with? And then he puts his paw on my lap and I can't get him off of me, especially with my 3 hernias now. But I don't let him put his paw up like and it really isn't. I mean, I think it might be like dominance, but in like the most loving way possible. Okay, I don't. Honey, you know that mommy's like distracted. And so we're like in the process of painting our house, and my husband does a really good job painting. And he just like painted the walls a tad bit behind me, but like, you know, you can see where it ends. I know it's crazy looking. And then that's a, Dory, if you're still in here, I'm pretty sure that's like a Roman Catholic cross, right? I got that from the abbey, the monastery that I went to. I can't think of the name of it now. Thomas Merton's. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys want to see? Look at this. This is what just ended up on my hand because I was petting my dog. I gave him a bath a week ago. We give him baths every month. The last warm day. Um, yeah, having mastiffs will definitely like make you I'm not a germaphobe, but I am like OCD when it comes to cleaning. And yeah, my husband has to trim their nails. We have to put a muzzle on Rocco to trim his nails. I say we, my husband does it. I don't do it at all. Rocco, he used to have the prettiest, you're a good boy. Somebody drove by. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's why he was listening like intently. Okay, drop it. You're a good boy. Drop it. Good boy. Drop it. That's somehow drop it works to get him to stop barking, but nothing else does. Rocco, I mean it, drop it. They drove by. They're not in our driveway. I could tell by the way it sounded. You should be able to too. Hey, drop it or you're gonna go to bed. Okay? Sit. Sit. Okay. See, he does sit for me. That's a good boy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Neapolitan Mastiffs, but I guess they had one on Harry Potter. It's like a big wrinkly dog. And they're the cousins of cane corsos. I always say that wrong. Is that how you say it? Cane corso? Or is it cane corso? And I can never remember. Look at girly. She's always like this. She's just so sweet. And she'll sit in his by his tail and he'll just wag it and hit her in the face over and over. Rocco was neutered a week ago, so he is a little too skinny. And like with half Great Danes, it's so easy. Like especially when he's full grown, he is 3 years old, but especially when they are growing, it is like really hard to keep weight on them sometimes when they go through growth spurts. And that's what it reminds me of now. It's like when you're like, oh, I need it. He eats 8 to 10 cups of food a day. But yeah, he's a good boy. You guys are being so calm. I always we make jokes about his rear end because it's he just has like the world's biggest. I know it's gross. I call it obscene. Like, God, Rocco, cover up your obscene hole. He can't help it. Say, mommy, that's stupid. I can't. You still barking. Rocco, stop it. There's my rock collection on top of the GUN safe. Can I zoom in? Oh my gosh. This is cool. Um, I'm so paranoid there's, like, identifying information somewhere just like, going all over my room, like, there is nothing anybody could s oh my gosh, I posted pictures in my members only tab in, of my living room, and I was, like, looking at it like a freaking I spy. "Honey, I'm gonna put that mane on you if you chew it up. I'm gonna put it on you." Yeah, they're great. But yeah, Rocco's 3, she's a year and a half. And we got him as a 6-week-old puppy. With Mastiffs, you can get them at 6 weeks. They don't have to wait. Isn't that what other puppies are weaned at 8 weeks? Um, and yeah, it was like we decided after the first Mastiff we had that we lost, her name was Mila. We were like, "No more Mastiffs, their lifespans are too short. We can't, like, go through that again." And she died at not even 6 years old, shy of 6 years old. Absolutely horrible, and we lost her kind of suddenly, and it was the week we closed on our first house, was selling it. So, anyways, right when we moved here, I found Zelda. Zelda, it's you, Blood Legion. If you're still in here, you're so funny. That's so sweet. That was one of my all-time favorite video games, like, the I like older games, like the like, regular Nintendo Zelda, guys know what I'm talking about? The gold cartridge, the one that was gold. He's the sweetest boy right here. He's just putting his head in my lap because yeah, usually this time, especially since he got neared, he's like put up to go to bed because he's such a guard dog. He won't calm down until and unless we like shut him in our laundry room. And I shouldn't say that, but I leave the door enough that he could bust out of it if he wanted. Because honestly, it doesn't even really close all the way. It's like his little den. He goes in there and sleeps a lot, anyways. But yeah, we live in such an isolated area that like. It I sincerely do know, like, the sound of every neighbor's vehicle. That's how isolated it is. I'm sorry, I wanted to read through the comments. "Hey, how's Kentucky doing?" Shouting out from Clinton, Ontario, Canada. "Hey, Thomas, if you're still here, um, yeah, I think overall, people here are okay, but, as well as people can be in our country, you know what I mean? I didn't know Kentucky is being the most affected by hospitals shutting down. Like, I feel like the mentality that's one reason I like where we're at here in South Central Kentucky. It's like in Appalachia, people have gone without for so long. It's just like people are used to living without. And but still, there's a lot of people on government assistance, and I'm worried about people coming next month losing benefits. And then I heard that we are the most affected by hospitals closures, like because of the Medicaid cuts and stuff. So that was a bummer. But I will say this, of course, you need hospitals in case of an emergency. I want a hospital within a half hour of me because of an emergency. And that's one thing my mom would always say about living out in the country, but you won't be near a hospital. And it's like, I totally understand that point. I do understand it is something to consider, but are you going to live your life revolving around the worst case scenario? And we've all heard those stories, like, somebody who, like, sued the ambulance because they got lost on the way there. I've personally, somebody in my family knows somebody that happened to, and they really did sue them, and, um, anyways, why am I going on and oh, the hospitals. Gary, I missed you. How are you tonight? Oh, I've just been on here 20 minutes. How are you, Gary? If you're still in here, I hope you're still in here. Thank you, Dory. Yeah, this thing and the ears was like 12, $13 together. Oh, it's making like a big mark on my forehead. And yeah, I thought, and honestly, the dress I'm wearing is like a linen dress. I was kind of like, is this too like this is like the lowest cut thing I've ever worn on YouTube, and I was like afraid I'm gonna look like a slut. I don't look slutty, right? I'm sorry to that's how modest I do dress. The elf goddess that helps Aragon. Am I saying that right? Oh, I did. Is that okay? I just saw you say a name. You said Gerger. Is that what you're talking about? Is that the elf goddess? I've never heard of that before. I know I was there the night you stayed up till like midnight when he said he had to go to sleep like half a dozen times. An elf, a fairy. You mean or fairy? Yeah, we have two sleepy puppies. Now, this is when I should get that tick off his head. He is so like difficult. I mean, he's well behaved. He really is a good dog in the ways you'd want your dog to be good, you know? But at the same time, all mastiffs have like a stubborn streak, man. And like when it comes to like, yeah, his nails, like I can wash her, like I get in between her toes, you know, like when I give her a bath. I can't do that with him. It's like he is so difficult. He tries to drink the water. If it's in the tub, in a shower, and with the hose, oh, he's so great. Um, but yeah, I don't know what it was. Like we were just looking at it like my husband has a thing, like he still does it. He looks at ads for puppies. Like I know I shouldn't complain. It could be worse. Could be much worse. But at the same time, it's like I just wish he would stop sometimes 'cause it's, like, tempting to me. I'm like, "If we got a bigger place, I would be all about getting more dogs, but we cannot have any more dogs in this, like, 1,300 square foot house right now, you know? It's dangerous to go alone. Take this." Oh, thank you, Blood Legion. I have a big foam sword that's from Zelda. Um, LOL, Mr. Carey said. And Gary asked Mr. Carey how he is. Hey, Bertha. Bertha, it's so funny. I saw this song on YouTube earlier today, and I forget the name, but it started with Bertha, and it was like such a good song. And they're trying to make it seem like it's like old soul, but then it was quick. It was like quick to realize like it was a really good song though. You guys, it made me kind of change my mind about AI. It was so good. And you just reminded me of it, Bertha. It was so good. And people in the comments were saying that too, like, this isn't right, like, because you can't find the artist, and like they're trying to make it seem old, but it's obviously not old. Like at the same time, you can tell when something's not analog. You know what I mean? Like if something really was from the 50s, like they're trying to make it seem like you would be able to tell. And yes, that's a Catholic cross. Oh, that's how far up in the chat I am. I need to hurry. Yes, I have a I'm one of those I don't think any of you guys will care. You know, I know you're way more faithful Christians than me, some people in this chat, but I have a collection of crosses. I have like several, and I have like a Celtic one. I have like some artsy ones, some ones with like a bunch of pretty. I have a crystal prism one in my kitchen window that like makes little rainbows. I've always been drawn to crosses, and I know a lot of people are, like I know a lot of people. Um, aren't devout and they like wear them or whatever, but like I do think that there's a reason for that. Like there, I don't think it's just from being around people that like it. It is known as a Franciscan cross, as I believe it was a face of Saint Francis of Assisi. Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I can I'm like showing you guys. I really don't care anymore. I keep a clean house, like we are in the process of this is San Lorenzo. It's from Italy. Isn't that cool? I just love this. And I forget the price. It wasn't expensive. I think this was like, I seriously think this was like 12. I mean, try getting something this beautifully crafted for $12, like at Home Goods or whatever. I made a video about that place. And I usually go there around the holidays the last few years because it's a great place to go for Christmas gifts. They have like so many unique things and like made in Kentucky stuff. Mastiffs are sweethearts. Hey, Oki, how are you? I'm sorry, guys. I need to focus on the chat so I can chat. You should paint a portrait. That would be awesome. I was a kid and into the Mountain of Lion King with Mufasa and Simba with the trees. Oh, that's so cool. So you did paintings for, like, kids' room? Is that what you're saying, Thomas? That is so neat. That is so special. One of my favorite bedrooms ever had one wall was a mural of a cherry tree. It was beautiful. It was my bedroom I had with my sister in California when, before my parents divorced, we all moved out there, and we were sharing our house with other family. So it was like this big 5-bedroom house, but, it was just us in the 3 bedrooms. 5-bedroom house, and I still didn't have my own room. But anyways, Uh, I'm not complaining, but my husband's kind of like a stickler, and it is smart. Like, we're going to sell this sooner than later, so we're trying to remain neutral, be as neutral as possible. I really wanted not that like sagey green that's in, like super light green, and I wouldn't quite say pastel, but almost more muted than pastel. I don't know, but I really like color. And so does my husband, but like he's just like we're not gonna do any colors. It is I read that already. Yeah, it's Roman Catholic, Thomas said. I used to have a Neapolitan Mastiff, actually. Big dog, but so sweet. Blood Legion, really? Was it a boy or a girl? If you're still in here, Blood Legion. They are so sweet. I mean, he seriously, like, I do complain about, okay, so did your Neo did they, like, guard to a fault? I shouldn't say that, but, like, sometimes, like, you guys saw him bark earlier. He used to start barking, and he wouldn't stop. Like, I would have to put him to bed to get him to stop, and it's like he's mellowed out in his older I hate saying that. He's already getting white fur on his chin because Mastiffs you may wanna think about it. I found the Triforce Blood Legion. Oh, I should. I have a bunch of Zelda stuff because like my kids were into it too, Like I have a bunch of like jewelry and I have this really nice big book. But yeah, I loved it when they got into it because I just absolutely loved uh, I think the Super Nintendo one was my favorite. I had it on Game Boy. Gary, maybe he wants outside. That that boy could go outside every hour. I'm surprised they're not jumping up because I said OUT. I swear they know what OUT is too. They're so smart. Yeah, I put up my tree today. Bertha, really? That's so cool. I used to put it up like November 1st. In the last few years, I've been like less like that. But I totally get it. He's got that junk in the trunk, LMAO. He is like solid muscle. I do not raise a hand to him, okay? We do not want to make him aggressive, especially with his like weird behaviors sometimes. But like one time, it was just like my instinct. I like, with the back of my hand to his thigh when I was walking him because I think he was messing with our cat. And I was just like, I mean it. It was like, okay, it was harder than that. It was a tap. And the way he like, he didn't snap at me, but he's like, oh, and like turned his head. Okay. It was like, yeah, this is why we don't. Like, not that you should ever discipline a dog physically, but, you know what I mean, like, dogs are dogs. Like, I handle her a little bit more rough than I would him, because, like, he is so I shouldn't say that. Now people are gonna clip that and say, "Neither one of them ever have to have a hand raised to them. They're so sweet." But, they're also just as sensitive as they are tough, that's the thing with them. Like, if I yell at him, she will cower. She does this thing where she rolls on her back, like, she does it every time she thinks I'm mad or anybody's mad, she rolls on her but she is, like, so, submissive, but she can stand for herself with him. Like she will tell him when to stop. Thank you for saying I'm cute tonight, Gary. I appreciate that. Mr. Carey said, Bertha put up a Christmas tree before Thanksgiving. Yeah, anytime. I mean, it's not quite Halloween yet, but like I consider anytime after Halloween, like you might as well enjoy it. I've been known to leave my Christmas tree up until like I know it's too long. I don't do that much anymore. When we were younger, I would leave it up till like Valentine's Day. Bertha said before Halloween. Mwahaha. Thomas said king. Bertha said honey. The tree always goes up before Thanksgiving. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, both so good. See, I never played those. The ones I like the most are the ones from when I was younger. I never got into. I don't know what systems those are on. Whatever consoles you play those on, I couldn't do it. And it's part of my spatial awareness, like, the more 3D a game is, it's hard for me to move around in it. Like, I mean this, I don't know how to explain it, but when I was little, I couldn't memorize what north, south, east, west was. It's like I'm dyslexic in a spatial kind of way, and it's still one of my biggest handicaps, and I'm not like we all have handicaps, like, nobody's great at everything, you know? And I was just, like, telling my 16-year-old about how, like, one of the most book smart people I know, somebody that skipped 3 grades, started college at 16, got a PhD, is also the worst driver I know. And, like, if you know every single thing in the world, like, what good is it really gonna do you if you have no common sense, no street smarts, and kinda, like, walk around like Mr. Friggin' Magoo, you know? I was told by my wife who told her when she was a kid, "If you put up a Christmas tree before Thanksgiving, you are putting Santa's elves in health jeopardy." Santa's, elves' health in jeopardy. Oh, thank you, Gary. I actually have bigger ears, but these looked more legit. Legend of Zelda is best, Magic Whistle. Yes, that's the one I like the best. I think The Legend of Zelda. That's Super Nintendo, right? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I just love Zelda. Oh my God. I seen in oh, Thomas, I know there's not any envelopes on my dresser. No, Thomas, I have no fans only page. If I ever did something like that, it would be because I was like super big and I would troll people like I've seen some girls do. Where I can't think of any puns right now, but like they insinuate they're gonna like show skin and they get a bunch of people to sign up and they don't. But they'll like be more clever about it. Um, Actually, you know what? I don't think I would do that, guys, because if I was big enough to do that, I'd be making plenty enough money. I wouldn't want to. I think that's just bad juju, like that's not good energy. Um, Thomas, you thought I said that? Oh gosh, no. I don't believe in that. And that's something, it gets brought up a lot and it's for good reason. Like I think it's obvious like social media and adult media are messing with people. I know I'm like traumatized by the things I've learned recently in the past few weeks. Tony, I've been meaning to tell you, I've actually been like getting into watching Nick Fuentes. I appreciate his commentary. I'm not saying I agree with him all the time, but like it is kind of a shame that he said so many off the wall things. I hope you're still in here, Tony, because I've been meaning to tell you that because you asked me like my opinion of him, and then it's like I found this channel that reacts to him, so the videos are up on YouTube, and I don't mind listening to him, and I like him because he does come off as very genuine, and I'd rather listen to an honest a-hole than like a nice jerk, and that's how I look at Democrats. I am not a Democrat or a Republican, but like that's one of the reason if you don't understand the appeal for Trump, it's like it, people know the Democrats are lying and they're not like nice, great people either, but I look at them all the same. Especially like lately. Um it's so sad what they're doing, and I think this was all planned, and we talked about it before. For years now, it's been harder and harder and harder to get help. If I'm talking about food stamps, temporary assistance, I don't know who is eligible for it. Like, you have to have like nothing in a car that's worth less than $3,000. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. If that is your situation, that could be great if you have very little bills and debt and everything. But I'm saying, like, if you like, cars are worth so much now, it's like in this crazy market where, like, but I guess, yeah, you can still get a car for $3,000, I guess, but come on. Barely, gone are the days of getting a junker for 500 bucks and like fixing a few things on it like we used to do for decades. Guys, if you said anything that I missed, will you repeat it? I'm so sorry. I'm just like I want to get caught up in the chat and I'm like not caught up. My oldest son has won a Book of Mormon. You are LDS, Bertha? Read the Book of Mormon. Mormon Bear said, "Oh, now I see why you're talking about it." Oh, hey, Pyramid 7. I'm glad I saw you. Hey, how are you doing tonight? How is your week going, Pyramid? Dogs are God's gift to humans. Notice I didn't say man. Oh, Yes, we don't deserve him. I say that about like her, like I don't deserve her. I notice I didn't say that about rock. Um, They are true unconditional love, right? It was funny. There was a post, somebody said something like that. Or, okay, whatever the post was, I said something about like they are true. We could learn from them what real unconditional love is because, in my opinion, I don't think it's like present in most romantic relationships, but that would be ideal. And it's not present as much as it should be with children and their parents, unfortunately. But I think that's where it comes most naturally. It's like my kids could do anything. I'd visit them in prison, but like they are true unconditional love. And I said something like that, and somebody was like, "Oh, just stop feeding them and they won't be nice to you." I'm like, I don't agree with that. I think these dogs could be starved to death and they'd still be the sweetest creatures every time they saw you, you know? They're just so full of love. Dory, you also don't know your directions. Well, that makes me feel good because I think you're really smart. You're very eloquently you're an eloquent writer, I should say. And oh, hey, Diamond. Yay. I know some people who leave their tree up and decorate year round. Yeah, actually, I do have ornaments for Valentine's Day. They didn't, I didn't get them for that. My mom thrifts a lot and she gave me a bunch of these. Some of them were like spheres and some were hearts and they had, they were like plasticky. They were really cute, but they got worn out to the point where they were like bubbling and stuff. And I don't think they were sincerely old, or maybe they were vintage. Donkey Kong, Cubert, Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, my Atari, and Coleco. Am I saying that right? When I was a kid, I never heard of that before. Is that a console like an Atari, Mr. Carey? Teach me. Yeah, I like a lot of people put these lights on their houses lately that like stay on all year round. You know what I'm talking about? Like if I would love to get that, like, not on I wouldn't invest it into this house, but, like, whatever our next house is, and, it's, like, built-in Christmas lights, and, like, there's this one house that has them, and, like, they would just, like, turn on they'd have, like, red, white, and blue, 4th of July, it was so cool. True, at least you know what you are getting with an honest a-hole. I'm sorry, I'm quiet, I like to listen. No, Tony, you're fine, what did it what did I say that I wanted to say to Tony, you guys? Oh my goodness. Oh, I have been listening to Nick Fuentes, Tony. It's a reaction channel that like, plays his Rumble videos and I've grown to appreciate him more. And I still think it's like the same thing as like I'm sorry if you could hear that. Sorry. Uh when I say I, like, write people off, I don't mean like, I really have no hate in my heart, if you can't tell that. Like, when I said I didn't like Charlie Kirk after I didn't yeah, I didn't like him after I heard what he said, and I just thought like, I remember, like, I mean this, I know I did this. I remember when he said the thing about, like, basically women are washed up by the age of 30, and yeah, he didn't literally say that, but he's saying, like, a woman needs to be, like, settled down and having kids by the age of 30. He didn't, like, meet and marry his wife until she was 30. So, it's just I'll still listen to the person, but it takes a lot for them to redeem themselves. And I actually really like him enough that I'm like, yeah, I still think that he's misogynistic. I can't understand the racism thing. I'm beginning to think it's like a, I don't want to say a joke and like be dismissive, but like, can't put your Christmas tree up until after Remembrance Day, which is November 11th. It's disrespectful to the soldiers that fought for our freedom. Oh, Thomas, I've never heard of that before. Aw. Well, with all due respect to anybody that thinks that, I would look at it like, uh, I'd hope to think that soldiers would understand, and like current and fallen soldiers would understand that somebody just wants to enjoy the Christmas season a little bit longer. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, Thomas. I've just never heard of that before. But it does make sense when you think about it. Good evening, Flat Tire said. Hey, Flat Tire, how are you? Hey, Shot to the T. You have a thing for elven women. Homer Dude, hello. How are things lately? Hey, Homer Dude. Things have been getting better. I was dealing with some crap for like a week, pain-wise, but things are getting better. And it's like really finally officially fall as far as the weather. It's like so crispy. Like, and it goes from being like, oh, this is like a warm, cool to like the next time you step outside. You're like, "Geez, I need my winter coat." Now I feel bad for saying I handle her rough, like, this is an example. They're really good on the leash, but, like, every once in a while, they just, like it's like a cat, she'll just get right in front of me, and he does the same thing too, and it's like, there's been so many times I've accidentally ran into her, like, need her, like, right in the butt, like, because she just, like, gets right in front of me, and, like, anytime I have this instinct to, like, freeze. With her, I'm like, "Oh, she gets in my way, like, she gets in my way, she's gonna be fine, she's a freaking tank." He is too, but, like, y I don't like to take bones and things away from him, even though he's never growled at me. I'll take stuff away from her. She has food aggression with him and the cat, but not with us. But, anyways, they're very spoiled, I can tell you that. At the same time, I sometimes I feel guilty we don't have enough money to feed them better. That is one thing. I would like to feed them better if we had more money, but they always have people with them. Like Rocco has always had somebody at home with him. Um, or people that have PhDs or an engineering degree can't even put a bird feeder together. Thomas, that's funny, right? And we're all differently able. That's how I look at it. I like to say differently abled about my son. That's like moderately to severely autistic. Um, sorry guys. Oh, my ear fell off. Oh no. I need to do a spell to get it to regrow. I could have. Okay. I was like, something feels funny. It was the freaking plastic hook from the ear. I was watching scenes from Death Becomes Her. That reminded me of that movie where their like body parts start falling off. I like the little grapevine trees. Yeah, Diamond. Um, I don't know exactly what trees you're talking about, but I love vines. We don't have kudzu around here, like on our property. But if you guys didn't know about kudzu, oh my gosh, that plant is crazy. And there was properties that were literally just that, like literally. Hi, Lydia. How are you doing tonight? Tim, right before I got on here, I saw your comments from earlier today, and I'm sorry I didn't reply back to you, but I was like literally getting ready to go live and I was hoping you'd be on here. How are you? And you can ask me anything you want. Well, you know what I mean by that. Thomas, no, I agree with you. Fans only, I think, is hurting young people, and sometimes like they're doing live sessions, but I find that some people should get a job and contribute to society. Right, Thomas. I totally understand. And I just quit a full-time factory job, and it's like I go back and forth because I do think making money and being productive and like having a schedule, like being disciplined in that way is good for people, especially young people. But at the same time, with how low wages are compared to the cost of living, it's just like ruining everything. Am I so far back? Yeah, I was so far back in the chat. Now I'm getting caught up, right? Charlie Kirk is alive. Oki said, yeah, I think it's totally possible. I read a comment. I was watching Candace's video live from today, and this comment, I don't know, it just like struck me. This lady was like, I had my kids came home and told me about it, and we watched the video together, which I was like, oh, gosh, I still haven't seen the actual video of him getting shot, and I want to keep it that way. And and she said her immediate thought was, "Nothing is real," and that's how she's felt ever since then, and I'm like, when I read that, I'm like, like, I kept thinking, like, we don't know what we're going through, like, this we'll look back and we won't realize, like, how big this was, like, I feel like when 911 happened, like, we knew the gravity of that situation, right? Like, or at least we grasped it a little bit better, and, like, with this, partially because some people were just celebrating, but it's really interesting. And I want to do more content on it. I have a question for you since you're full of wisdom. Homer, ask me anything. Your hair looks nice. Think it looks better without the elf ears sticking out of it. Okay. Well, good thing I don't wear them every day. I give my Pomeranian dry dog food and cooked chicken breast. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I give Rocco lots of scraps. I can't give Layla scraps because if you give her scraps one day, she develops an eating disorder overnight and she won't eat her kibble the next day. Even if you like put stuff in her kibble, she'll start to like avoid the kibble more and more. And like Rocco eats everything I put in front of his face. Like paying taxes to help social service is better than just staying at home talking about bullcrap or playing video games. I think it's nonsense. Yes, Thomas, I totally understand where you're coming from. And Yeah, I was just I'm gonna finish my Abraham Lincoln video soon, I promise. I was talking to my son about like, it's just wouldn't it be so lovely? And I know that like his grandpa got killed by Indians just working on their land. So I know everything wasn't like, peachy and roses. But like the way he was self-taught, he'd walk miles to get a book. It was like he knew the value of education in a book. He taught himself to be a lawyer. He taught himself to be a good orator and politician. And like we literally can't do that now, you know what I mean? Like, you literally can't. Um, but I think the farther we get away from that, the more people lose the interest, you know? "Babe, I like your ears," Rahindir said. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Rajindir? Thank you. I want to know Homer's question. I changed my mind on the question. It doesn't fit your topics tonight. Oh gosh. Well, now I wanna know, though. We're all over the place. I'm not doing a good job with my ring lights. I go all over the place. Other people take it to other topics, but whatever you want. One thing that Charlie Kirk said that I thought was kind of like out there, it's like a woman wears a white wedding dress, a man wears a black suit because it's the end of his life as he knows it. Thomas, he said that. I have never seen that. Um, but one thing I did like about him is he was the only man I've seen like, in mainstream that encouraged men not to sleep around. But I'm not saying that he didn't say that too, because yeah, he told a young woman that, like, and he said it like, "It's okay to admit you wanna go to college, like, to find a husband and settle down and be a wife and mother. It's okay." And it's like, that is okay, but, it's not the path for every single woman, you know? What's with the ears? Well, Charles Chamberlain, the title said, I'm a fairy, and you want to see my beast? I accidentally locked my phone screen. There's my woodland beasts. They're all tuckered out from running around their giant's yard today, and aren't they sweet? Aren't they the sweetest babies? Yeah. Yeah. Rocco, you good boy. But yeah, I drank a lot of root beer. I'm gonna have to take a potty break soon. Well, I'm flattered that you thought they might even be real. I'm beginning to worry something's wrong with my phone. It seems to be getting hot, like hotter faster than it did before. Charles, one person said with the background painting, it looks mythical. So with Halloween coming up, I said she should buy all elf ears. Is that what you meant? It's funny. Yeah, I do honestly, like, I do feel a tad silly, and that's why I appreciate you guys so much, the people that are sweet to me. Because if I didn't have anybody that was interested in talking and sitting in here, like, I wouldn't feel compelled. But um, I haven't dressed up for Halloween since I was like 12 years old. I really haven't. I've dressed my kids up. I've made some of the coolest costumes for my kids. Um, and really enjoyed that. And like the 8-year-old, I was thinking about trying to attempt, like, a trunk or treat or something, like, I think we could get through it this year, but that's how autistic he is. Once again, not trying to get any pity, just trying to just do stickers for down no? Is that all that's available to you, Homer? If that is how it is, I didn't do that on purpose, so I'm sorry about that. Is that mug or aw? It is aw. AW. It was funny, we usually get, like, 1, 2 liter of soda a week, and they didn't have anything but diet root beer in the 2 liters, and, like, 3 different brand is it just me, or are they, like, pushing the fake sugar a lot? And then my son said something about how, like, that's all they have at school, and I know they shouldn't have, like, any soda at school, right? But, like, they had soda, and then they turned it into, like, just diet, that's horrible. I've seen people who had surgery, and I've seen the kind that stick on. Oh, yeah, they're definitely fake. That would be so wild to get surgery, and, like, I've been through so much medically in my life, I don't see why people sign up for that kinda stuff, but at the same time, if it makes them happy, who am I to say? Homer, dude, I don't have Cash App. I do have a Venmo. I need to Yeah, I need to give that link to Mr. Carey. That buy me a coffee, like if you're concerned about how much YouTube takes, buy me a coffee is pretty decent. And I promise, like very soon, I'm gonna have my Venmo. Honestly, like so. Oh gosh, I'm so paranoid about my last name. But you're a very nice lady, and I like to listen to you, Gary said. Thank you, Gary. That's very sweet. Charlie had known actors as security. No autopsy was taken away in a van. I'm sure you've seen, oh, of course, I can't remember the name. The footage of like one of his right hand men that just like within point 0.8 seconds of him getting shot, he's like on his phone. This is going, making the rounds. Like somebody pointed it out. And so everybody's talking about it, rightfully so. This guy's response to why he literally, as soon as it happened, he gets on his phone and walks away from Charlie, has nothing to do with like making sure that he got in what should have been an ambulance, but was a van. And like he said it was because Charlie had taught him what to do. Like he knew, I guess I didn't hear anything after that. I guess he knew to get on the phone and call somebody, but this is another discrepancy. This man's dad has been interviewed as well as him because the dad is a pastor that I don't know if he was considered Charlie's pastor, but Bobby is one of them, Bobby. Anyways, his dad said as soon as it happened, he called me and he had blood all over him. He didn't have blood all over him. And then the guy that we're talking about, the young man, he's like, as soon as it happened, I called Erica. So that's another thing that's like, um, it's just one of those things, it's like, I think you guys can commiserate, like, I just don't see how anybody buys the official narrative, and I don't wanna be condescending, and as strongly opinionated as I am, I don't ever want anybody to think that I think that I'm, like, really self-righteous, and I know that does come off like that when you have strong opinions, but I really genuinely don't think I, like, know everything, and I've changed my mind about a lot of things, so I know I could always change my mind more. Special effect blood pack under his shirt, Oki said. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I mean, I'm no expert, but like so many ballistic experts, like, come on. And it's like the way that they're like guilty before proven innocent in this trial, like the media, like the things they're saying about that kid, it's like it's a big ritual. They're like performing rituals on us. Diamond, I don't either. I've had so many surgeries. I don't understand why people get plastics done. Right, Diamond? Yeah, I know, you get it. Um, just the stuff I went through, like dental wise, having to have a tooth pulled that created a hole in my sinus. I like okay, you guys have probably heard the story before, but the very first time I ever went to an ENT was after both of my eardrums simultaneously perforated. And looking back, I think it was because, well, I don't know if it makes sense both sides, because of the really infected tooth in the jawbone. But, like, one popped and the other popped. If you've ever had an eardrum pop, I would rather be in labor. I would sincerely rather be in labor. And, like, my mom was there and she said, "You didn't act like that when you were in labor." And I went to the urgent care the next day because I didn't have health insurance. So that doctor confirmed there were holes in my ears. He said, 6 weeks from now, you need to see an ENT to have this test done where they blow air into it to make sure it's healed right. So I go to the ENT for that, right? I'm there because my eardrums had busted 6 weeks before and I need the puff of air. After he tells me like that didn't happen to me, that was literally like a one in a billion thing. Kept asking me over and over if I was in a car wreck or hit, because like there's no way my eardrums just simultaneously perforated like that. Which I get it. That is freaky. That is really weird. But it did sincerely happen. I was like, I was sewing a lot. He's like, sewing wouldn't have done this, because that was when I was making weighted blankets. So I'm sorry. Um. Uh. So the first time I went to ENT, he pointed at my nose and he said, "I can fix that for an extra $2,000." Talking about, you have a deviated septum. And like, yeah, it doesn't really bother me that much. And he's like, "I can fix that," tapping on the bump on my nose. This is what pretty privilege gets you. And I really don't think I'm like super pretty. I think I'm pretty enough. Thank you, Vicky. Vicky said, "God loves you." I'm curious what tomorrow's costume will be. I think you'll like, oh gosh, I don't think I actually, I don't think you'd be able to tell what it was. I had something hanging on my door, but I don't think I even showed it at my bathroom door. But Friday is Halloween, is that right? Friday is Halloween. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I might wear this again, like, just for the heck of it, because I do think it looks cute with the background, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, like, after Halloween, you just stick the ears on and I was trying like, I was messing around with so much jewelry, I was being ridiculous. Just because, not trying to be a creep, Hummer dude. It was okay. Was going to send some your way. I will figure out how to send you a little jingle at some point. Thank you, Homer dude. I really do appreciate that. And like, I know you're not trying being a creep. You've never been creepy. You've been around a lot. But yeah, I don't feel proper talking about this, but even though I'm monetized, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, 1 cent per 1,000 views on my live. So you might see like, "Oh, Lydia gets like 9,000 views sometimes." I mean, 9 cents. And I think it's worth it to build my channel up, keep the watch hours going, but that's why it's even more ridiculous of me to not be more on it with the edited videos. Like, Diamond is an inspiration to me to try to, like, try harder. And I keep trying to tell myself I'm gonna, like, give myself time, be easy to myself. Like, no, I need to, like, kick myself in the butt more. And I don't mean it for certain people that are older with disabilities, but you're like 16, 15, you're not even an adult and you get used to that. You don't want to do anything else. Thomas, yeah, no, I totally understand. And I think a lot of us have been in the position where we did need the help. Like I was furloughed once for 6 months not that long ago. And um there really aren't a lot of jobs around here. And so I totally understand that attitude of like, well, I couldn't get help when I needed it. And like I think most about like older people, you mentioned veterans, there's disabled veterans on benefits that need their food stamps. It's so many people in those situations and children, perhaps, of people like you're talking about, and like to no fault of their own, like that's just, and the way they're doing this after giving what, 60 billion to Argentina and walking into the holidays, this is so bad for morale. I think they know that we've been in a recession for years. We're in a recession and we've been in one for years. Last Christmas season, they didn't hire extra people at Amazon about an hour away from me. I live near one of the like first Amazon warehouses ever made. Whatever. You guys basically know where I live. And they always hire for peak. They call it peak season. They always hire dozens, maybe even a few hundred people. There's so many people that are like just there for that. So many people go there every year just for that. And it's like a supplemental income for a lot of people. That really struck me when Amazon didn't hire any extra pickers. Apparently, like somebody we know that works for them did say they hired a few people, but it wasn't I mean, I've never Amazon just wants you to be a warm body and breathe. I've never had such an easy time getting a job and then walking back into a job. Like, I've worked for Amazon 4 different times after the first time because I had been there and, like, you don't even need to redo the drug test for, like, a year if you've been there. It's just really crazy, how easy it is. I vote for a big hair 80s pop star costume. That wouldn't be hard. That is really cute, Oki. I like that idea because I was born in '87, so it was all staged. Even had a guy pull his pants down and say he did it. What? Okay. Oh dear, Mr. Carey said. It's all true. An old guy in the crowd was a distraction. Oh, you're talking about Charlie Kirk still. I was a little lost for a second there. Okay. Yeah, I don't believe anything. And it does make a lot of sense of why his wife is acting the way that she is. Because this is how I see it. Either she is so corrupted, she was mad. This is me completely speculating. I'm just saying he turned down $155 million. Look at her. I bet she knew what she wanted to spend that 155 million dollars on already. She looks very materialistic. And I wouldn't it just seems like a plausible theory to me that maybe she was so mad at her husband for turning down so much money that she had just had it and was gonna, like, go along with this plan, and, I don't know, like, I know I don't know anything, but he did not seem at all like the kind of person that, like, lorded over people, and I don't know why a whole team of people would wanna conspire against him, right? And possibly topple everything they've got going on for themselves that they helped build up with Turning Point. But so it makes sense if he was still alive and they were all working on it together and she just can't act for shit and, like, can't help herself because it's almost like duper's delight at this point. Like, I know something you don't know. Homer, dude, you are beautiful. Perfection is not real. Makeup covers up the true beauty. Your eyes are nice as well. Oh, thank you, Homer, dude. That's very nice. That TLC song Creep, and there's another song called Creep. I forget who sings that pop or rock version. Um, Creep, Radiohead. Is that who you're talking about? I love listening to that Radiohead song. Oh, you already said that. Okay. I love listening to females sing that. Like, and I love the original version. I always listen to it when it's on the radio. But if you ever listen to covers of it and there's like a woman that can really sing, like belt it out. Jay Hardy, hey, how are you? She sang it to Howard Stern. Macy Gray does a Hell of a Creep version on YouTube. Oh, okay, that is crazy. You guys, I'm sorry. Jay, you better wait. I have to go use the bathroom really quick. I'm sorry. And it's like, see, this is how bad my bladder is. It's like I'm not even drinking like beer. I'm drinking root beer. Oh, yeah, football flicks. I'm sure you did. Jay Hardy, football. Yeah. Um, it's just there was one time somebody said something like that. One time I had a troll that was like, "Oh, thanks for your face. Now I'm gonna go put it on da 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 and da 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 da." And it's like that makes me feel zero. Like I've actually been raped in real life before. You trying to like pull one over for me on the internet saying something like that makes me feel nothing. But I do think how fucking creepy it is of somebody to walk around saying stuff like that to people. You know? Like it's just once again, this is the stuff you have to deal with as a woman. Just like somebody was talking about dick pics, you know, it's like all you do is exist as a woman, you get dick pics sent. All you do is comment on something online and it's like it's just really crazy to think about, you know. Could you imagine? I mean, it wouldn't be the same, but like could you imagine oh, I bet there are some women that probably like obsess over sending pictures of themselves, but it's just so common. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to stop. I do have I got my hot glue gun and I was like thinking about maybe that was loud, gluing some dried flowers on my pumpkins, but then I would be like looking down a lot and I wouldn't be talking to you guys that much. I tipped my Amazon guy with a doobie. Okay, I need to see this. Yes, I will. Homer, you're right. I'll be one thing about Rocco, my boy dog, like this is like I can't even wake him up. Like I was like with Layla, if she's asleep, I like shake her, right? If you shake him, like he's never, and that's how my son was bit in the face. He approached a dog we knew very well. It was asleep. He went to pet the dog and it bit him in his face, a Saint Bernard. But like that was a dog, like he spent several nights and weekends at that house, you know, like he knew that dog. That's a truly aggressive dog that will bite without warning, just out of sleep. Jay, how are you doing today? Did I ask you how you're doing? Thank you, Silverthorn. I think I'm getting a little bit more of a southern twang the longer I'm around here. And yeah, I know I need to like I don't know, maybe I should just have a gosh, I can't think of the name when you have a little intermission every hour. I read that already. Diamond, just seen you said the same thing. Homer said. Mr. Carey, do you ever go live? I've not did a live in months. It's not good for females holding their bladders. Right, Diamond. And like my bladder, I already had a condition. I have interstitial cystitis, which is basically like having ulcers on the walls of your bladder. I was like, I have to laugh at it. Like, my life is a joke. Like, how many people do you know that have two hernias, went to get a surgery to remove a cancerous organ that kept developing worse and worse cancer for 10 years? And then during that surgery, they developed a third hernia. Like, you couldn't like make this stuff up. And anyways, but at the same time, I know it could be way worse. Diamond's been through a lot. So many people have been through way more than me, so please don't take that as like I think, I'm the victim. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I got this thing from the arcade, and for some reason, it makes my dog look at this. When I turn it on, look at what Rocco does. I can't get my phone off the tripod. Okay. Okay. He barks at this thing. It's okay, you're a good boy. Look, it's off. Oh, it's okay. I'm all done. You're silly. You're a good boy. Why do you care so much? Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I don't want to make you scared. The same reason I don't want to make you aggressive. He has like one of the most powerful bite forces of any dog. Well, the Neapolitan of him. They were bred to like fight lions. Come here, baby. I'm sorry. I'm all done. Come. In Roman Colosseums. Yeah, it's a world of students with visas. There's like a bank of their names. So instead of hiring people with resumes locally, you're dealing with international students sometimes don't speak English. Oh, don't get me started on that. It's super frustrating. Like, and I don't want to come on, somebody's going to call me racist. Like it always happens. I don't like going to my small town Kentucky ATM and having to press English. And I'm the granddaughter of a Central American immigrant. I don't like that. I think you should have to go out of your way to make it the language that's not the official language. Like, I don't get that at all. And then we left the town in Indiana. We were in, I streamed with the top 3% OF gal a few months ago. Are you serious? Okay. When you say we pack cones, is that like the blunts? I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. I sent Lydia the link to it in case we're still on and she wanted to check it out. What do you the live from 8 months ago? Is that what you mean, Mr. Carey, or is it something else? My girlfriend is your age and had to have her colon removed at 17, along with a lot of other complications over the years. Oh my goodness, Homer, dude. Wow. That's gosh. I mean, it does make you appreciate life and like every pain-free day is like being on vacation. He's, like, got his head his face, like, in the bookshelf. He's just being my baby. He's just being baby. Hi, Cassie, how are you? Um, but yeah, Homer, I can't imagine going through something like that at 17 years old. This world. I was live on another channel last night. I went in there and I said hi and I fell asleep listening to you guys, Mr. Carey. Homer, dude, she's in the hospital currently as we speak since Sunday afternoon. Oh, I hope that gets out of there soon, whatever she's in there for. It's no fun. I mean, most people don't like being in a hospital. Hopefully, after all she's had to deal with, she's not miserable there. Who's Lori? I don't know. Hey, Mr. Carey, Taz said. Hoping for Friday for her to get released. Well, I hope so too, Homer. On Halloween. But yeah, it's like it just doesn't make sense the things some people go through and like how, some little kids. That's why I really like get horrible terminal illnesses and like I understand why people don't believe in a God, but like I really like Like maybe we do choose our life path, and like the more stuff you go through on this earth, like the stronger your soul gets, basically. And you might say like the more elevated it gets, or like, um, and the easier your life is, like you're not going to progress in like the most important ways, even like on a soul level. And that's the only thing that makes me feel okay about everything going on. It's probably see, I took them OUT at it was like 8:30. It was like right before I got on here, but they're used to going again around 11. Honey, you're being a little too much. I don't want you putting your paw on me. No paw. What is being grapes online mean? Oh, RAPE, like, um, wow, prettiest elf. Oh, thanks, Jonathan Davis. I like your name. Oki already blocked me, Taz said. How do you know Oki did it? Oh, I guess maybe unless they told you they were gonna do it. So did you come on here on another account? Oh, I shouldn't talk about it 70 minutes into a live, but there's like a bunch of you were so great. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear him fart? He does that a lot when he sits down, he toots a lot. Like, he is actually like I swear he's been doing that less lately since he got fixed. But that was probably just wishful thinking. Oh my gosh. You're ready for the next I don't know what that is. What is that? LOTR. Or like sand or a woman, go make some grilled cheese and do the laundry, and then after do the dishes. Well, my dishes are always, I shouldn't say always, there's going to be exceptions, right? But like I have to have dishes done before bedtime. Like I wouldn't be doing them right now, you know what I mean? Like my kids' bedtime at 8. Love on the Rocks. Lord of the Rings. Oh, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I never watched any of those movies. I have such a bad attention span. Okay. See, this is what I have to deal with. And no, no. He's trying to put his paw on me. Like, he's obsessed with getting his paws on you. And then it takes him a little while, but yeah, he ends up like trying to hoist himself up into your lap. Crazy. He weighs more than me. Even I think even now being kind of skinny. I don't block anyone, so for sure not me. What are you talking about then? I thought that you said that you got blocked. Yeah, I don't watch them either, Pyramid said. I don't, yeah, I couldn't sit through, aren't they like hours long? What's your elf name? You need a backstory. Oh my gosh, you're right. I do. I was looking for I have like a blue fairy and a brown fairy book. Lay down. You need to lay down. Lay down. Um, do you guys know what I'm talking about? They're really cool old books, and there's like a bunch of different ones in different colors. Lay down. I'm going to put you to bed. Do you want to go to bed? Do you want to go to bed? Lay down. Um, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's gonna, like really, really neat old books with great illustrations. And gosh, I kind of want to like go get one. They're good. You should watch them. You would fit in perfectly. Pyramid, those ears are kind of hot. Somebody else said that too. You guys are so funny. Yes, hours of walking. That sounds really boring. And I mean, I used to have more of an attention span for movies, like I can't. And I know that's part of the plan with internet and social media. Jesus loves you, cute potato said, read the book of Revelation. Okay, cute potato. I know people aren't a fan of I'm reading a version of the New Testament that's like in modern English because I just feel like I'm never gonna get through it in the King James version or any other version when I can't like grasp what they're saying as much all the time. Um, YouTube does top messages and I have to change all messages. Mr. Carey, a diamond. I've not been blocking no more, only modding. I'm down now for channels is something I catch that's against YouTube standards. Pyramid, just kidding. I'm respectful and all that. Homer, well, it was nice to catch you again for a bit. Have a good night. 3:30 a.m. is coming fast. Oh my goodness. Well, you get some good sleep, Homer. I hope you do. And you take care. Love you. Good night. Like 3 hours, LOL, but they are good. Oh my gosh. My girls were into those movies and Harry Potter and Twilight. Yeah, I know I watched the first Harry Potter, and I read the first Harry Potter book. It was good, and I remember being a little like it was just like right, and I was still a kid, but I was like, "Oh, I would have loved this." If that came out when I was like 7, 8 years old, oh my gosh, I would have been so obsessed. Especially Twilight. I was really into scary stuff, like the Scary Stories books, and I just obsessed over vampires. So, right when all that stuff came out, when I was like an older kid, YouTube did that to me on another channel. I had to click on messages and I saw everybody. Yeah, and sometimes if you click newest message, if it ever says like 3 comments and you can only see 1, you're like, "What?" If you click the dots and put newest messages or whatever, then newest comments, I'm trying to say. Are you able to tell what you make off YouTube? Now you're monetized just from YouTube, no extras. I understand if you don't want to. Oh, no, it's okay, Diamond. Well, like most people know, like half of what I make is probably like Jay Hardy's super chats. I made like 200 something the first month, and then the last month was like 500 something. So I was very happy with that. So I'm not at all like complaining about making 1 cent alive because they're fun for me. But it would be really nice if I could get a few thousand views on my edited videos. My RPM for those is $11, which means I would get $11 per 1,000 views. So like a 10,000 view video, that $110, that'd be awesome, right? Um, Depending on how much time the video took. I'm just saying that because I get 10,000 views here and there on live streams. Yeah, you're saying I'm still a youngin', Gary? It's irritating him, Sixth Sense. I was just watching, oh my gosh, that movie. That was such a good movie. I was just watching the scene. Oh, it made me sad seeing Bruce Willis, everything that's going on with him. The scene where he realized he was dead, that was so good. I was like, oh my gosh. That's cool. I'm glad you're playing a game and listening, Diamond. My phone is I mean, they settled back down, but I think I need to go soon anyway, because the reason I was telling him to lay down, like he went to the door and was looking at me and you farted. I know you probably could go, but he doesn't have to go. You know what I mean? And I take them one at a time because I use a leash most of the time, especially at night. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it ends up taking a good 20 minutes. But I think it's good because it forces me to, like, get out and get fresh air. Still a youngster. Yeah, Gary. You know, I don't feel like it, but at the same time, I know enough people like you in their 70s and stuff. Like, I've been told so many times by so many people that, like, really, your 30s isn't that old, Like, people think, and I feel better in my 30s than I did in my 20s because of all my health issues. We can request Lydia sing a song by Whitney Houston. Joking, I would break a glass windows trying to hit those notes. I would make everybody unsubscribe. She is just one of the most beautiful voices of all time ever. YouTube pays at 1,000 per million views. Most money is made from donations and channel memberships. Yes, right. And I was, if the better I get at it, I was thinking once we get the internet and I'm doing like a screen share and like I have more to offer you guys and like a little like streaming show, I think I might do a Patreon, but like I don't ever want to make it so like I'm completely behind a paywall. Or if anything, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I hear from other YouTubers you make more on longs already recorded. I plan on being honest to you about what I make when I start making money. Thanks for that. Oh, of course, Diamond. You can ask me anything, seriously. And yeah, it's like because I was raised, it's impolite to talk about how much you make, but I think we're in different times now, like I just don't think it's the same when everybody's struggling to stay afloat. And yeah, especially when you're trying to do a YouTube channel. But your RPM can be different. Like I could get an RPM of $5 per 1,000 views. Hi, David Hicks. Thank you. David said God loves you. TLC waterfalls in Lydia. Oh my gosh. I seen a rainbow yesterday. Oh man. It doesn't have, oh yeah, it does have a rainbow. I was like, I thought it had a rainbow. No, it's not. Oh my gosh. I saw the biggest rainbow I've ever seen in my life. It literally took up like this the sky. It was like literally I don't know how to explain it, but I've never seen a rainbow that was literally the sky. And of course, I tried to get a picture of it. And me and my son were driving, I think we were right outside of Springfield, Kentucky. And have you guys ever experienced that? I mean it. Like, I can't say the whole sky, but it was like if you're driving and I can't describe it. Never in my life. Shorts and community posts will help you grow. Yes, I am trying to get better about those too. Like, I want to try to be more like Diamond. That's why I made that post. I don't know if you saw it, Oki, about the cooking oil I got on sale today. I'm like, I have so much stuff in my phone that I got or recorded, took a picture of in case I wanted to make content with it that I don't. And I'm like, you know. Sometimes I feel, like, kinda guilty, like, when I get on here, like, now with no script, I'm like, I beat myself up too much. I don't wanna come off as, like, low effort or, just trying to put stuff out there just to, like, put stuff out there, but it's like, it's important to me. I think it might be important to people that follow me. Okay, you could make a Patreon for spicy topics and yoga pant try on videos and make 5,000. Okay, lady, have a great evening. Catch you tomorrow. Okay, Gary, I might be on here I probably will be on here tomorrow. I will. No, I have to. I have to do finish Halloween week strong. I hope you sleep well, Gary. Love you. Good night. That's all my content is shorts. I need to make more longs. Yeah, and it's like it is so hard. I don't know if it's as hard for you, Diamond, but like I struggle so much with editing. And I think they've done these things. I swear, like CapCut is the app I use, and it used to be great, and now I can't get like I'll take clips, and a lot of them are too small. If you've seen any of my videos and you're like, what the heck is this like dinky tiny screen thing? I promise I tried. I tried to change like the what is it called? The ratio, like the aspect ratio, whatever. And mm, it takes so you barely made 70 watch hours. How many do you need, Diamond? I already forgot, like, how many once you get 1,000. Gotta feed the algorithm. Yes, and I told myself that, like, every day I need to post something every day, even if it is just a community post, like, I can do that. I take so many pictures, you guys. When we lived in Florida, it seemed like rainbows appeared every day. Oh, yeah. You're welcome, Gary. If you're still in here, 9-minute videos with 3 ads is optimal, Oki said. I get 4 or 5 vids from a song for shorts. I don't edit nothing. I don't use no apps. 4,000 watch hours. Oh, you need 4,000? I didn't realize it was that much. Like, see, I would have never gotten it if I didn't. I know you don't like going live as much, but I just like think if you get 100 subscribers and you can go live, it is a great way to grow your channel. If you enjoy it, I know not everybody does. Kid Rock does radio edit. Mr. Carey, I used to shortcut in laptop to edit. On a laptop, or is that an app? I don't think I've ever heard of shortcut. What does optimal mean? Okay. Like the best possible? Or like, yeah, what do you mean in that context? Okay, 3 ads is optimal. Making money? I would assume you get paid like the longer the retention rate is very important. So if you have hour-long videos with tons of ads, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get as high of a pay if you had a high retention rate where they're like, yeah, these people stick around and watch all their videos. Either the elf went on many long journeys throughout her life and settled in the homestead inside a humble state, Kentucky, where she married, birthed 2 children, now looks through years. I've had 3 children, but Eva, is that what you're saying my elf name should be? I actually always loved that name, Thomas. I'm not just saying like Eva and Eve were names that like if I had a daughter, I it's like definitely like top 5 names. Means click-through matters. No point in long videos if subs only watch 10 minutes. In fact, longer videos get fewer clicks. Right. Right. I love long videos. The Authentic Observer, she's somebody that's like once every 3 or 4 weeks or so, she puts out like a 2.5 hour long video of her talking about a certain subject. She's so great. If you do like commentary, I really like her, and I just think it's like, Shallon Lester, I have mixed feelings about her because, like, right now she's doing Evil Week, like, I just I shouldn't even say this because it's like it totally makes her sound like an absolute freak. She is very smart and talented at what she does, and, like, for years now, she can get in front like, she's, like, never looking at a script, and she just always is so great at conveying her message. She's, like, who I want to be more like her in how I do my content. Either I already read that. Means click okay, I already read that too. I've spent all summer learning YouTube. YouTube Studios will tell you how to grow. Yeah, yeah. Oh, haven't subbed to you yet, okay? I'm so sorry. If you told me you had a channel, I didn't know. I will definitely sub to you. Um, I know I can find you through my comments. Sometimes I can't find somebody, like if I just looked up your handle. If you ever have a channel, anybody, if you want me to follow you or like, please let me know. Ideally, leave a comment in a video, like not in the chat, and say sub to my channel, please, or something. Please leave a comment, Diamond. I will add you back. Okay, I will. Yeah, that's nice. That's what I really love to promote. Give OK Grower a subscribe. So if I click on it, my live won't end? Okay, I'm not gonna try. I will remember to. I wrote it on my It's been a while since I wrote a note down on my hand. But yeah, I had a long day today. I went to town 3 times. That's just crazy. It takes a half an hour to get to town. So, like, yeah, it's like 3 hours of just driving. I'm not complaining. It was a nice day, but I didn't have much time to like get a script together. So I'm sorry about that. But at least definitely, I mean, Halloween, I promise I will have some fun stuff to talk about. But I know I should be doing more like of a Halloween theme. And my dogs are like pretty boring. But I shouldn't complain, right? Because that's what you want your dogs to be like. If they were crazy and feisty, our house would be wrecked. Aren't they so sweet? I love it. Diamond left one on a short. Oh, hey, Peter Perez. Yes, they are. That one, the fawn, he's actually, maybe I should talk a little bit more about him. I didn't really talk as much about him as I could have. My boy, who's laying over there, he's what they call a blue fawn. He's got like a lot of silver and gray in his fawn coat. It's so beautiful. And light blue eyes. And he's half Great Dane, half Neapolitan Mastiff. And if you didn't know, Great Danes are German Mastiff, so he's like 100% Mastiff. Like I saw his parents, and he's definitely Mastiff, Mastiff. Now she was adopted at 4 months old. We just really wanted a girl dog because we had lost a girl Mastiff, and like he's great now, but he was such a handful at first. And we were told she's English Mastiff. Like as soon as I brought her home, like the first thing my husband said was like, she's not 100% English Mastiff. Um, and those masks on the wall right there, we got those in the Bahamas on our honeymoon. I just think that's cool. And, only time we ever really traveled like that together, only time we ever went out of the country together, especially. Peter, that boy is like 120 pounds, and the girl, she's like more around 100. She's filling out fast though. We were like, okay, she's definitely like her rib cage and everything is like she has to be part mastiff, but like her head isn't as blocky. I would love to get a DNA test done on her because she runs like a shepherd. I think she's like mostly mastiff with something like maybe Anatolian. Uh, She's got longer fur than our first 2 mastiffs too. But yeah, that would be the kind of thing I would put that on the back burner, like, I'm never gonna wanna put money into a doggy DNA test, you know? But hopefully one day maybe they'll be, like, super cheap or something. I would appreciate any and all YouTube advice. I'm trying to do my best at what I can with what I've got. Yeah, Diamond, I would just advise you to do what you already do, and, like, be yourself because I think that's what people like the most. or at least that's the easiest way to build up an audience, is just be like completely genuine. That's why I'm like, I really don't have a filter, and all the stuff that I say, she's kicking. Honey, wake up from your doggy dream. I know a lot of people would be embarrassed to talk about things. I mean, it does kind of help you. You're like not face to face with nine people at once. You know what I mean? Like, I probably would. Actually, I probably would talk just as much in front of 9 people. Peter, I'm sorry if I didn't ask you how your week was. How is it? I would appreciate. Okay, I already read that. I stopped worrying about growing my channel. Canna isn't monetizable, but I like helping others grow. Oh, that's nice, Oki. 80 to 90 pounds each. Yeah, I think I'm see, he's hard to get on this. Last time we weighed him, he was like around 120, but he did lose weight this last week. He got neutered last Monday. And yeah, poor thing. He didn't eat the day of, like, and then the next day he couldn't eat until the evening. Or maybe the other person is trying to educate people by saying how much they make an encouragement to strive for better things. I don't know. Thomas said, yeah, I think that being transparent is like, that's what I like about there was this YouTuber, I started following her because she was like bragging about how much she was making. She got monetized, and like looking back, it didn't add up. Her story was kind of weird. And she is doing DoorDash, and I used to DoorDash. So basically, like she was making video after video because she saw it got her in the algorithm and making like tens of thousands of views, talking about how much money she made on YouTube, right? Like her first monetized month. And I stopped watching it because it was getting on my nerves, and last time I checked in on her, and I am not making fun, I really like, I don't wanna bring anything bad upon myself, I am not making fun, but she was, like, getting almost about to get evicted from her apartment, get her car repossessed. Of course, she has, like, a 2026 something, And so, that was really interesting to me, which I think she really was making, like, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 a month, which most of us would be more than happy with, right? If I could make $5,000 a month off YouTube, especially after taxes, but even before taxes, I would consider myself, like I'd won a small lottery. Thank you, Mr. Carey. I would love to have some dogs if I could. These cats keep me busy. Yeah, you have a lot of cats. Did you say you have 7 in your house, Simon? Thomas, or maybe I just read that. I'm so bad. Peter is well. Good, Peter. I've never been an outgoing person. Doing lives gives me anxiety. Life alone makes me so nervous. Overwhelming. Yeah, yeah. Well, if you can't be yourself, then like, yeah, it's definitely not for you. It just sucks. It is so easy to grow your channel, but at the same time, you don't really make money. But that's not the only point, right? Like growing your channel is nice. And like I said, like $500, if I could see, it doesn't really matter to me like that, but I am curious like how many hours that was because I did hardly any edited videos. And it's like being paid to talk on the phone with your friends. Diamond, what concept? Diamond lives in Eastern Kentucky, and she basically, like, shares her life. She does, like, vlogging style content. I've heard DoorDash doesn't pay all that well. I stopped because the last DoorDash order I took, I lost money. It literally paid me, I'm not kidding, like, I had to accept it because you have to accept to keep your acceptance rates up. You can't, like, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, if I'm gonna get in the red if I don't accept this," and it was literally like 2 or $3. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was driving all over Lake Cumberland to deliver that. I was so mad. There's no way. It was like a half hour from the store. It made it so I couldn't take another order that night because I got there so late that they were closing. Um, make sure you have accept all gifts on your settings in case. Well, it should be because I've never changed that, but I will make sure. I was just in my YouTube studio on my browser, you can see because I don't have a computer right now. Uh, the YouTube Studio browser has way more on it than the app, and it frustrates me. Like, I know some things might not be like you might not be capable or able to like do it, period. But like, can't they have the same features on the freaking app? Like, what's the point of getting the app if you have to go in the browser to do certain things? Mm, Diamond's going to sleep. Or whatever you're going to do, I hope you have a good night and you sleep well, Diamond. Love you. Good night. I do have to go because my daughter's waiting to use the computer. Aw. Good night, Diamond. Yeah, we need to get yeah, Peter, I'm just wearing like this. I mean, it's a from the store Aerie. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a underwear and pajama and like swimsuit store, American Eagle. And it's 100% linen. And I didn't, I was trying on so many different things. I had this one really nice green dress, but it's almost like preppy looking. I'm like, what would a fairy wear, you know? I'm like, I think this is like kind of fairy-like, right? I just and then I had one shirt that I think might have been a little bit better. It's like what people might call like a peasant top. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. But anyways, it was just like so darn sheer. I would have to wear something under it. I will be James Bond. Good night, Diamond. Take care, Mr. Carey said, if you're still here. Yeah, Diamond's so sweet. I think I wish everybody that put in the effort, especially if we could get something going where like and like ideally you do watch more than 1 minute. I'm just saying like 1 minute counts for a view and you get to like you subscribe to people and spend like an hour of your not even you don't have to do it that much. But if we all spent a few minutes, several minutes of our day trying to grow smaller channels, like it would be so much easier for all of us. And I feel like I do the same thing. Like I just don't take YouTube channels that seriously until I do see that the numbers are a little higher, you know? And like I stopped doing that recently, but I used to be more like that. Or I'm like, oh, it's like 2 or 300 subscribers, and like I hesitate. But if that person had 2 or 3 thousand subscribers, you're like, well, this many people wanted to subscribe to them. So and I think I do that to a lot of people, and then they listen to a few more of my thoughts, and I'm so polarizing. They're like, "No," like 5%, maybe even more than that, 10% of people that subscribe to me, like, drop off. It's just like if I get like 10 subscribers, you know what I mean? Like I know I'm gonna if I get 50 subscribers in a night, I know 5 to 8 are going to be gone by the next day, which is fine. That stuff used to get to me more, and now I'm like, it's all just part of it, you know? Sheer could be Patreon. I actually had this sheer, they're like really cute PJs. They're like dark plum purple. That's so funny because I almost want to show you. It's so funny. I found these in a house we moved into. This woman like just left a bunch of her nice stuff and like left these Calvin Klein pajamas. I've never worn these. But see, it's like a purple. And I have the bottoms down too. Actually, I have really cute socks on, but there's no way I guess I can just do this. There's no way I can lift my foot up. And yes, my door is dirty from my dogs, but these socks were also left in that house by that lady. I'm a slight pat rack. I just like if I think I might be able to use something, I'm like, and it's free, like, yeah, I'll take it, you know? Tim, I'm doing fine. How are you? I'm doing better tonight than I was doing the last few nights. Did a cold front arrive in Kentucky? Yeah, I think so, Peter. We got our first frost. Gosh, it's been like a week since it frosted first. But I was talking about it earlier. I felt like the first real like cold air. This was like at 5 p.m. I was like, oh my gosh, it's really fall. How are you, Tim? If I didn't ask that, I'm sorry. I think I did. 70 is cold in Texas, Oki said. Yeah, I know I say the same stuff a lot, but I mean it. In Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when it gets below 60, people dress like they're in Alaska. I'm not kidding. People break out the sweaters, the fuzzy boots, the furry boots. That always killed me. And like my mother-in-law lives in Florida and she'd do the same thing. She like put on her long johns when it's 50 degrees. North Texas, Peter said. Yeah, it snows there sometimes, right? The far eastern part of Kentucky. Yeah. And I always feel kind of like sometimes I just want to be transparent, and I've said stuff about like certain types being in the more rural areas. And like I'm not trying to talk shit about like Mr. Carey, like family from Casey County and stuff and lives used to live there, right? Used to and like It's there's nothing wrong with Casey County, Kentucky. There's a lot of nice people there. But I'm just saying, like that stereotype that a lot of people think of Kentucky is like that attitude where like people don't want new people coming into town, you know? I mean it. This vet in Burkesville, Kentucky. You could probably find who I'm talking about. That town is so rinky dink. Burkesville, Kentucky. He was so mean to me. He wouldn't even get out of his chair. It was taking my dog for his cherry eye. And it's like, and he did nothing. I never went back to him. He was absolutely ridiculous. He said he didn't know anything about mastiffs because mastiffs were like a whole other breed of dog. Oh no shit, dipshit. Like what? And then he's like, "So why'd you move here?" And he's like grilling me. And he's like, "So you think you're a little homesteader or something, don't you?" And I was just like, I didn't know like what to say. And he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry." He's like, "At least you work a job." And I'm like, God, he's such a jerk. Like, I can empathize. I put myself in those shoes. The land we bought was next, it was sandwiched between like the person we bought it from and these other people with the pack of chows. And I had those thoughts like, I'm sure if those people had the money, they would have much rather bought that 23 acres and kept their shit real private and not had us all up in there going way back and stuff. And it's like, I get that. But at the same time, it's like, um, do you not understand that people are going to move some days and like there's not going to be the same families living in the same towns forever? There really is this attitude, and I understand it makes the prices go up. I get that, and the land goes up. There's still, I see so much land still $1,000 an acre. And okay, granted, most of it's wooded, but still, you can get land for 1,000, $1,500 an acre here in Kentucky. It's totally possible. So it's not like the people from California are absolutely driving the prices up for like everybody, you know. But there is some of that attitude. I've encountered it, mostly at that vet. For the most part, like, the jobs I've had, the neighbors we've had have all been like, the people I've met are delightful, like, the nicest possible people who are the opposite of that, who would go out of their way to do something for you, to be kind, and, like, from Cali, how's the weather there now? Oh, F Bashir, that's so neat. I used to live near Escondido. Do you know where that is? It's like really far south. Just I lived there less than a year, but then my dad stayed. So I would go fly, and that was cool to like spend summers in California for a few years. But it's really cool. It's like been in the 50s the past few days. Used to crazy freaking landlord, even law enforcement verified it. Yeah, there are people that are helpful. My wife grew up with it, and some of her teachers that are still around. Oh, that's so sweet. Tim Watkins. Yeah, there's definitely like good people all over Kentucky. And if you did happen to move somewhere because you want to live rurally, like it's just I've said this before. I don't want to. I think you can judge a book by its cover. I wouldn't get a property that's next to anything really run down. Abandoned is different. There was an abandoned trailer across the street from it, and it actually wasn't like abandoned. We knew the family who owned it, and it was sweet. The guy like came and met us, and he's like, "That was me and my wife's first house, and like we just can't get rid of it because it was our first home." He's like our age. Like, yeah, that's sweet, but, I'm just saying, okay, if you see, like, a pack of half wild feral chows, don't buy that property. If you see people who, like, don't like, seem a little offstandish and, like, they don't take care of their property, and we can be a little junky. If you haven't seen my yard videos, like, I have, like, scrap metal and some shit here and there, but I'm not you can be messy, but if you, like, see a property and it's like, you can in my opinion, you can usually judge somebody's mental state by the way they keep their residence. You know what I mean? Like the outside of it. And like especially in Kentucky. I'm not talking shit about people in trailers. I live in a double wide. I can't stress that enough. You can have a rundown single trailer and still take care of your property. I am not talking about like old, what some people would consider ran down. I am not talking about that for a second. I actually love old trailers. I want an old trailer. I want an old trailer like from the 60s, preferably, but anywhere from like the 60s to the 90s because they built things so much more solidly. Like from what I gather, like I think like the steel like, the frames and everything were the best in mobile homes in the, like, 80s and 90s, but I could be wrong about that. I just seen some of the coolest RVs, they're, like, solid fiberglass and shit, and it's like, they just don't make stuff like that anymore, you know? And, I would love, like, a vintage mobile or vintage single wide that has, like, a circle window in the front door. "Lydia, I'm not doing well tonight. My ankle is swollen. I don't know what I did to break it because I can't walk on it." "Tim, can you do hot cold therapy? Can you put ice on it for 15 minutes and then put something hot on it for 15 minutes?" You have no idea what you did to it? Has that ever happened to you before? Like, has this ever been a thing? Because I know we are getting older, Tim, but, that that sucks. There were people that were helpful. I already read that. Watkins elevate your ankle, alternate between applying ice and heat packs, Peterson. Yes, elevation. Good idea. Hey, Javier, how are you doing? Don't walk on it if you can work from home. Stay off the ankle high. Ankle sprains are hard to heal. Yeah, Peter, the only thing I don't work from home is the bad thing Tim said. Use crutches. I don't think I have crutches, Tim said. Well, that really sucks. I have no idea where you work, but like the big factories and stuff I worked at, like Amazon, you could I just want to cold chill. You could get something like that from the medical. Yeah, I think the same thing about cell phones versus laptops. What's the point of having the app if you need a computer? I know, I can't. The way that most apps cost money now too, I can't stand it. It's discouraging. I'm trying to make emojis for my memberships, and all the sticker apps cost money, and they're all getting worse. Um, I don't know what Rivendell is. I wish I did, Zach. Bullethead, hey, Goodwill usually has crutches for really reasonable prices, especially considering they cost 100 times that from wherever your medical provider is going to get you from. Yes. Oh, Bullethead, that's such a helpful idea. Thank you. And how are you doing? If you wanted to remain a lurker, if you were lurking, you can just lurk. It's so funny, now from the perspective, like, that I really like, to call myself a YouTuber sounds funny to me. I still don't consider myself, like, a YouTuber, you know? I think I could I'm always gonna have that, like, it's not gonna last forever. It never does, you know? So, the more I don't, like, depend on it, the less disappointed I'm gonna be. Yeah, it's like comfortable fairies are cold-blooded. Yeah, I get, like, really I guess that would be cold-blooded. I get really hot and, I swear, I wish I could, like, get my body temperature studied. I won't go on and on about it, but, like, I get super hot super fast. If you're working, at least hit that like button. Oh, thank you, Bullet Head. Lurking, not working. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even catch that. Watkins, take care. Give yourself a few days before seeing your PCP, Peter said. Oh, Peter, you're giving such good advice. Do you work for like triage? Like, do you do medical stuff? But yeah, there's so many good people, and I've seen so many great examples, especially, of men for all the like things people have to say about men, and all the things that I say about men. There's so many thoughtful, considerate men in the world, and I love you guys. And it always makes me really happy when a guy reaches out for help and like guys embrace him and like try to help him. There's just something so wholesome about that. And I think it is because of the way we're all socialized to like not let men be emotional or feel anything or cry. You work in a hospital. Oh, that makes sense. I could just tell that you really know what you're talking about. And the way you were giving the advice and took control of the situation, that would be so helpful. I know I have somebody in my family. I'm not close to her. I like her, but I just don't talk to her that much. That works in a hospital, and she's always got super funny stories at Christmas time. I've seen I like to watch videos about, like, professions. I watch so many different kinds of videos. Yes, it comes every 3 to 4 months. The weird thing is it comes and goes, "Oh, Tim. Oh, that's super interesting. We need to figure out what that is, Tim." Because I hate to say it, but if it happens like that, it's only gonna I shouldn't be so negative. It might get worse the older you get, you know what I mean? So it's like, if I oh gosh, you feel it coming on? Like, do you feel it and you're like, "Oh shit, my ankle's gonna do that thing again." You know what I mean? Like, do you get any time at all between when it like comes on and when it's like full blown painful, you can't put your weight on it? You know what I'm trying to say? it just all of a sudden, it's so painful you can't put your weight on it. I've had so many weird and, like, I was thinking about this earlier. For a few years, I couldn't drink alcohol, and after the FLU shot thing, and not anti-vaccine, okay, I think they work in theory, I just don't think they're one size fits all. It's sad you always have to say that when you bring up the fact that you, like, were injured by one, and, like, um I saw Montel Williams, the talk show guy. His daughter had Hodgkin's lymphoma, I think, in her like early 20s. And she said one symptom was she couldn't take a drink of alcohol without it like burning her throat really badly. I swear that happened to me for over a year, maybe two. And I'm not saying that I definitely had that kind of cancer or something, but it just makes you think like there has to have been people that some kind of cancer and spontaneously healed from it without ever knowing any of it, you know? Like they know that some cancer is spontaneously healed. So it just makes you wonder like how many people have gone through stuff like that. And there's a really good YouTube video that this guy made that's like when cancer isn't cancer because uh and I'm not saying this at all about what I went through. Like I could feel that before I ever got it cut out, like I could feel it in my body. But basically, there might be times when they say, "Oh, you have these certain markers, you do have this certain kind of cancer, let's do all this treatment and stuff," when it's not so necessary, and it's really sad. But I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not giving any advice. I don't care what your background is or how many likes or subscribers you have. If you're good to listen to, interesting, and subscribe. I don't know why I can't finish that sentence. Yes, Thomas. No, you're right. And now, like, see, because that's how I feel too. If I see somebody and I'm like, oh, like if they have a few hundred subscribers, I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes me think even more highly of them if their content, their quality is really good, you know? Computers have tons of storage, easier to edit videos. Shotcut is a free open source app. So Shotcut is for computers only, or can you get it on a phone? And what you just record yourself live and make videos, and then you can edit them and post them like a studio. Yeah, Thomas, I have considered doing that, especially like I have more scripted lives. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but yeah, I tell myself I'm going to do that. And they actually have clipped shorts from my lives. Okay, I uploaded a short today where I'm talking about this toothpaste. I wanted to bring it up more at the beginning. I had a whoosh. Somebody might need to be reminded of this. Um, that shorts was something it's like AI generated basically. It's like, "Oh, like, do you wanna" I didn't clip that. But anyways, anybody hear about a big asteroid? I still didn't look that up because I was so busy today. Can schedule posts. A short community post and video daily will help grow fastest. Okay, Okie. You are right. I could spend a few hours like scheduling posts to make sure that it was going out, and that's a really good point. I'm glad you said that. Because you know how it is, even making posts, like you have to be in a certain kind of creative space. And so sometimes I'm just like, I have the time to do it. I just like don't feel like it. And most days I like genuinely don't have the time to do it. Just to do like 1 hour of schoolwork with my autistic son a day and to feed him, we go, in and out, in and out, in and out. Um, and it's like, so that's one reason it's really nice to do lives because I get to just hop on here with you guys. But I have spent a lot of time on certain scripts, and I'm like, and like one of my topics I bring up a lot, like women being able to vote. That was one of my first lives, and I thought it was really good. And I think it only has a few hundred views right now, but I want to rewatch that. I want to see if I brought up Charlie in that. But yes, I should start doing that. I'm glad you guys brainstorming with me is very helpful. Fort St. John, British Columbia, dressed like a mountain climber coming down the Rockies in Colorado. Who are you talking about? Anybody hear about a big asteroid? I already read that. Every time I think of Kentucky, I think of a dry state, the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Bluegrass, and horse ranches. When you say dry state, do you mean in terms of alcohol? Why wouldn't women be allowed to vote? Sebastian said. Well, no good reason, Sebastian. The people that and this is the attitude. I don't know if I do well enough job explaining like the attitude of it, and that's what it talks about. Like it goes hand in hand with the like men built the world and and they're implying women don't do anything worthwhile. And women. are the reasons why everything bad has happened in the last few decades, and women voting is why we are where we're at, even though, like, I don't it's always a conservative leaning person that says that, and I think that's fine. But they just don't ever consider the fact that wasn't it white women that, like, swayed Trump's vote and got him elected? Wasn't that the demographic that, like, changed the most for Trump or something? And so anyways, a lot of people I'm glad you haven't I'm assuming you haven't heard anybody say that yourself, Sebastian, because it was, like, red pill people at first, and I'm like, "Okay, that's funny, it's almost kinda cute and silly." Then I started to see people like Charlie Kirk say women shouldn't be allowed to vote. There was some politician from North Carolina, I believe, said women shouldn't be allowed to vote. A high school teacher in Georgia was recorded recently saying the biggest mistake we ever made was educating females, women. I say females a lot. Some people think that's like misogynistic. I say it a lot. But it's that kind of attitude, this rhetoric online, and like talking about how and they say that women don't take any accountability, but they're totally taking all accountability off of themselves and putting it all on women. And it's really interesting to me how we do nothing, yet we've somehow like ruined everything. And I definitely don't think the solution is taking away the right to vote from women. And it's just the people that bring it up, like, what is their point? They know that right is never going to be taken away in our lifetime. Hip. Thomas, the only thing I think about Kentucky is bourbon, and that is when my liver wants to get fat on. Um, yeah, aw, I have a distillery. I have it in a few of my shorts. The shorts, there's sunset and there's like a big black building. Most distilleries, I don't know why they're black. I just drove by something I think is a new one. It was Springfield. I actually took a picture of it. I'm like, what is this? It looks so crazy and ornate. I need to find out what liquor company that is. I'm assuming it's a distillery because they've got like this like wall of glass and you can see the equipment. Like they made it so like you can see through. A channel I mod uses DaVinci, an editing channel. Okay, I have heard of DaVinci before. I definitely need to try something else before I just keep complaining about how CapCut is bad for me. Yes, they are because when you live out at the top of the mountain, let's say you live in Paris, France, and then you move to a small community where there's not a lot of money, you become like a miniature. And move to a small community, you become like a duke or duchess. It's like moving to Africa and raising a village. So your God is funny. Shake my head. Are you talking about when I okay, we're talking about Kentucky. I don't know if you were saying that in response to what I was talking about. I have heard it. I think it's preposterous. Oh, so you have heard it. Thanks, Sebastian. I think it's preposterous too. That's a good word for it. We have those here too. We do distillery tours in Eugene, Oregon for a company called Nikausi. That's cool, Sebastian. Yeah, bourbon is a huge industry here. And that's another thing. Like Kentucky's going through a lot. There's like 75,000 small farms being affected by all this tariff shit. The bourbon industry is being severely affected. If like I once again I lean towards the right. I really do. But at this I just think it's all like, the end of the world at this point. I don't think I'll ever vote again in my life. I'm completely disillusioned with all of it. But the lobster industry, like now Canada lobster is dominating in a lot of places supposedly because it you're ordering thousands of pounds of lobster at once. You're gonna get the cheapest option. And so in my opinion, I think they knew we were on our way out, and this is like I don't know if it's a way to, like, boil the frog, you know what I mean? It's like our debt was so unsustainable. The way it was growing was like, things were bound to implode. So if they make it look like there's this, guy that doesn't really know what he's doing, making all these crazy policies, promised to stop handing money out to other countries and, like, fight other people's wars for them, like, here we are. When we are too busy to know about a rock the size of a manhattan hurling through space at 7 times the speed of light, I still don't understand why. No, I think it's being suppressed, Oki. Like it seriously has to. I am subscribed to I'm sure I'm subscribed to like a lot of channels. You guys are like very big, and now I can't think of any of them. One is like this guy, like Anthony something, that Vericidum. I don't know if I'm not pronouncing that right at all. There's just like Sabine. It's like Sabine Hausenpfaff or something. I follow like a lot of legit scientists and stuff and that's one reason I like to follow those people because you think that they would be the people to make content about anything important. And I really maybe I do need to start watching the news more. I hate to say that, but that just proves to me like I'm not subscribed to any but local news. He edited a music video for his brother and he edits wedding videos. Oh, so he really knows what he's doing. Yeah, the old aluminum or stainless Airstream RV. Oh my gosh, I would love an Airstream, Thomas. Oh my gosh. You guys, if I keep taking off on YouTube, one day I might be streaming from an Airstream. I know that, well, I don't know. I have talked to people that lived in RVs, and they said the amount of money it took for them to keep it warm in the wintertime, especially, way more so than AC in the summertime. Is like, you might as well, like, stay in a hotel or whatever, like, they were just, like, using so much fuel or whatever, and you just never stay warm. So I was just thinking about that, like, basically being in, like, a tin can, aluminum can, I should say. But I'm sure there's ways to insulate it. Shit, there's probably been people that, like, spray foamed Airstreams. I'm all about, like, original, so if I ever got something like that, like, I would want something that was original, completely original. I saw an RV tour, it was so amazing, like, the way they thought about every little thing, you know? It was, like, from the '80s, and it was really cool. Yeah, the old unlimited, I already read that. I think it is time to go. Well, I don't know if, like, I really don't like, I wish, like, people said good night. No, I don't wanna I feel like a bitch saying that, like, "You guys need to say bye when you leave me." But, like, Dory didn't say bye, and it like, if you're still here, Dory, I love you, and I hope you sleep good. But I think I probably do talk a lot of people to sleep. I don't know why I wanted to show you these, but I wanted to show you. I made these koi fish out of resin years ago. I didn't do it recently. And this is activated charcoal. Is the black pigment. Can you see? I was just really proud of these. These are probably one of my favorite things because I can't, a lot of the stuff I attempt to do with resin, I can't do. Like the beachy scenes within like ocean waves. What do you and your audience think about foreign slash world affairs? Well, Peter, I can't talk. I think I think a lot of the people that I do attract, do you think like me? So I will talk for some of them. But I think we're at the end of a cycle and like there really is nothing to do but like just hold on and endure it. Not that we shouldn't try to make things better, but I definitely think that this is something that's happened before and the earth like kind of implodes upon itself and renews, you know? I am I would be all about like a global society. I'm not against globalism as far as like, but like you have to have boundaries. And like, I think that what the real problem is the elite oligarchs. My voice cracked. The elite oligarchs who are like just making all of us suffer when we could all be living much better. Hi, Lulu the Brave. How are you? Hey Zeus, hey, how are you? Bullet head, I know it's my immaturity. I hear resin. I think cleaning out a bong. No, it's fine, bullet head. I do too. That's funny. Okay, drinking anything flammable is dumb. Change my mind. Yeah, okay, like I said, I know it's poison. It is. It's I'm determined. Maybe I will make that one of my New Year's resolutions. I want to start exercising. Like, I always say that, but like, I really start taking like weightlifting as a woman. The older you get, weightlifting is really important for your muscle density and I'm sorry, bone density. That's what I meant to say. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Take care. No way. I think the main oligarchs would take over the globe. I said I think that is what's happening. I'm sorry, Jesus, I'm not following. I'm getting kind of sleepy. That's why I don't believe in globalism. I wasn't saying that. You know what I mean? Like, I think it would be great if we could all be a global society, but not like the New World Order, why they want that isn't good. And it's, um, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip, you know? I don't get it. But at the same time, I do because so many people have that attitude of like, oh, you don't have enough money, just like go get more money. Like it literally grows on trees and everything's flammable if you apply the heat. In the heat. Bullethead said, Earth might end in the next 3 days. Well, if it did, it was good knowing you guys. I'm not just saying this. I sincerely hope that everything you want and more happens for you in the next life. And if this is the way it's going to end, it's probably for the best, right? Knock on wood. Yeah, Jesus, I definitely like that's what I'm saying. I would love to be a global society, but like what that's what they're trying to do, and it's not in a good way. And it's not like we need to have borders. We need to have this like we need law and order. And yeah, I think it's like the same evil people, and JFK said that in one of his last speeches. It's like dark shadow government. It's like the same forces, it's like the same evilness from all over the place working together. Well, guys, I am gonna go. I hope you're doing well, Jesus. Sorry I didn't ask you. I love you, Jesus. I love you, Oki. I love you, Thomas. I love you, Mr. Carey. Love you, Peter. Love you, Taz. Love you, Lulu. As always, I enjoy this channel. Tomorrow is hump day. Have a good week. Good night. Yes, money actually grows with keyboards on a computer screen. Jesus, yeah. Take care, guys. Good. I'm glad you're good, Jesus.